to the Have Knitting podcast. My name's Christy. Today is the 28th of March 2017. Sorry, I've lost mental blank. It's raining here today, so I've changed location again, and I've also lost my glasses, so I am sans glasses today. Yes, I thought that I would sit at my kitchen table because my satellite chair is covered in washing, and the lounge room is not very good in terms of lighting. So this is probably the best place for me to sit. I've got some coffee. I have knitting. My baby is asleep, hopefully he's been down for an hour and a half, so I'm hoping that he'll sleep a little bit longer, at least for me to get through this. All is good in the world, all is right, even and quiet, even though it's raining, or not heavily. How are you guys? Are you good? If you're new, welcome so much. Thank you for joining me today. If you're returning, hello. It's good to be seen, because it would sound ridiculous for me to say to a camera, it's good to see you, because all I can see is the camera. So yes, anyway, yeah, how are you guys? Are you keeping well? Things here have been pretty good. We had a relatively busy weekend, good weekend, but busy weekend. Both daughters went to birthday parties, so that was good. They had a great time. My oldest daughter went and saw Beauty and the Beast with her friend for her friend's birthday. So I'm a bit cranky because I was going to take my girls. And so I have since told my oldest that when I go see it, she's not coming. So, yes, I'm debating whether to take my 4.5-year-old or not. So if you are a mum and you have seen Beauty and the Beast, can you let me know if it would be too scary for a 4.5-year-old? Because I don't trust I don't trust my 13-year-old to be a good judge of that, because she's 13. So yeah, so we've had a busy weekend. I think the kids had a good weekend. Yesterday my husband had a flex, so he was home and we went and did some shopping, and there are shenanigans in terms of new DVD that doesn't work with the old TV that we had secondhand, and we spent money on a DVD that we can't actually get to work with anything we have. So it's a bit frustrating. Yes, because our current TV is 16 years old, and our current DVD player is 15 years old, and both are slowly dying. And we were given a secondhand TV, flat screen TV by friends of ours, and which is awesome. But the new DVD player that we bought doesn't like the secondhand TV, which isn't that old. So it's really frustrating. Yes, so if you're wondering, no, we don't have Netflix. No, I don't binge watch TV. I have no idea what Orange is the new black. I have no idea what it's about, except for tidbits that I've heard from friends that watch it. I know it's got to do with women in prison, but that doesn't really interest me. So don't talk to me about Netflix shows, because I have no clue. I know about Fuller House. Apparently it's hysterical. I really want to watch it, but don't have Netflix. And when we were talking about getting Netflix last night, my 13-year-old goes, she wants to watch Gilmore Girls. And I'm like, well, don't watch it with me, because I don't want to watch it. No, I am not a Gilmore Girls fan. Please don't shoot me. I just never got it. And that's okay. So that was an unnecessary, frustrating drama. So the highlight of which was my husband sending our 9-year-old son with our old DVD outside to put it in the bin, and then having to go out to the bin an hour later and fish it out and clean it off with disinfectant. Oh, but at least I got to watch NCIS last night, so that was pretty good. And if you're wondering how our old tube TV is coping, we can't watch we can't watch dark movies. So I think, like, My husband's bought a couple of like, I don't know, like really old B grade movies, like oh, what is it? I think Prince of Persia, and I don't know, they're B grade kind of fighting sort of movies, and most of them he can't watch because the scenes are so dark that you can't see them on our TV. Watching NCIS, probably about 25% of the show we can't see because our TV can't cope with the dark stuff. Which is amusing when you're talking about it, but frustrating when you're trying to watch it. So let's talk knitting. I have managed to get a little bit done. So yeah, I was going to work more on my swatch. I think I mentioned that last week, but I haven't touched it since last week. So, but anyway, more on that as it comes, I guess. So this is, I've made good progress on the things that I have been working on. So yay. So this is a sock that I have designed for my husband. It's just a simple ribbed sock. This is my one. So I've taken the pattern that I designed for my husband. I've just transferred it into my size foot. Does that make sense? Because it's just a way of practicing, playing around with the maths, seeing what works, all of that kind of thing. Because it's an easy way of easing into sock design, believe it or not. Design a simple sock, knit one for somebody with a bigger foot than you, redo the maths for your own foot, voila, it's brilliant. So I'm enjoying it. So yeah, so this is Knit Picks Oyster Heather and Knit Picks Stroll in Fedora, which is like a dark brown. So these are essentially my cookies and cream socks, that's what I'm calling them. And this is my little star progress keeper from Creative Rachie. If you're wondering, if you want to know more about that, watch last week's episode if you haven't seen it already. So she is an indie maker based in Melbourne, Australia. So she has a YouTube channel, she has a Facebook page, she's on Instagram, and she is also a uni student, so she only does shop updates. I sporadically, I don't even know if there's, like, she makes them and she'll post photos of them on her Instagram feed and sometimes on Facebook, and then she uploads tutorials and stuff onto YouTube and a whole range of things. And she's pretty awesome, but she is a uni student, so she kind of works it around her uni, which is totally understandable. So, and I missed the beginning of her shop update because it was on a Sunday and I completely forgot and I didn't set a reminder or anything. And I remembered about halfway through the afternoon, and there's only a couple left, and this was one of them. So I got the little yellow one because I thought he was cute. So it was only stars that were left. So there's this one and a galaxy one, I can't remember. But anyway, so I'm quite happy with him. He's very, very cute. I plan on getting more as time goes on. Can you see him? Camera's not really liking. Camera won't focus, but anyway, it's focusing on my face. Thank you, iPad. So yeah, so this is just a simple rib sock. I'm really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. It's just nice, easy knitting. And I'm knitting it on I'm partway through. 2.5 millimeter Knit Pro Zings. And originally I didn't really like this needle because I didn't like the join, but I've kind of gotten over myself and I'm using them. I love them more because I love the fact that they're colored. The larger ones, after you get past the 3 millimeter size, they're beautiful to work with. So I've just decided to persevere with the sock sizes. I think it's just because of my tension and the way I knit my socks. The other thing that I have been working on fairly steadily, and I will move those progress keepers after I'm finished so you can see. Like I'm going to just show you the sock again. I've made really good progress on this. For a mum of 6 who's too busy to knit some days, I've made really good progress. I am teaching sock knitting at my craft group next term, so I'm kind of keen to at least get through this sock and have the pattern written up by, I think it goes back, craft goes back on the 4th of May. So I'd like to have at least, even if it's just a single sock, to have my husband's sock and my sock ready to show. And then hopefully by then I would have started my husband's second sock so that I can knit along with the ladies and show them what to do if they're not sure. So yes, so I've made pretty good progress this week. I'm pretty happy with that. The other thing that I have been working fairly steadily on this week is my niece's what's it called? Snowflake by Tin Can Knits. So I'm knitting this on a 5mm needle. Here is my little progress keeper that my friend Amanda made me. So again, I've made really good progress on this too this last week. So I'm about 3/4 of an inch away from the bottom part of it, which is the same, this pattern, I think it's like moss stitch or something, around the collar is repeated around the hem. So I'm about 3/4 of an inch away from doing that. And so yeah, so again, really good progress. Look at that. I'm pretty proud of myself. So I've been knitting on this in the evenings when I'm watching TV. Yeah, so this is Filatura Crosses Zara. I don't know what the colorways are. I think I've lost most of the bands. So it's a light pink, like a really pale pink, and that pale kind of purple. So hang on, I've got one of them, or maybe I've got two of them. So this is the tag, or the ball band. So one of them is color 49. I don't know which one. See, color 49. And the other one, and the other one is color 9. So, and essentially it's a DK weight or an 8-ply if you're in Australia. So, and I got that at my local yarn store, and it's really lovely to work with. Really lovely. So that is getting toted around in my Knitter's Friend bag, which my friend Emma made for me last year for my birthday. And it's quite a happy little bag. And my socks are getting around in my Jibby Roo Sews bag. My yarn got caught in it one day and I was trying to pull it and I broke the little progress keeper that was attached, or zipper pull that was attached to the zipper. So it's a bit sad. I've still got it. I could easily repair it. I've just got to find the time and somebody with jumperins to help me. And the other thing that I have been working on is my series blanket. I think that's how, I don't know if that's how it's pronounced. It's a hexagon blanket. I think, I can't even remember who designed it anymore. I didn't write down her name. But if you want to know the name of the blanket is called CERYS, hexagon blanket. So the last time I spoke to you, I was working on this hexagon, which is Yarn Love Yarn. I think it's the Elizabeth Bennett base. I'm not sure. I use this same yarn in my Eastlight shawl. So if you wanted to go and have a look at my Ravelry page to see, you can see all the details there on the Eastlight shawl. It's in the Banana Light colorway, and I got that from Eat Sleep Knit quite a few years ago. And then after that, I put in some Miss Click Clack. This is in on her sock beat. I think it's Mary Creek sock in Mulberry. So if you haven't heard of Miss Click Clack before, she's an Aussie indie dyer, and oh my gosh, she is amazing. That color is absolutely gorgeous. So I participated in her tricolor sock along last year, and I've still got heaps of leftover yarn from my tricolor socks. So it's so much fun to be able to put that into the blanket. And then I started on some red and green. So I've got a friend who gives me her scrap yarn. And I thought that with all of that colour, the red and the pink and this rainbow, it just needed something solid. So yes, so that is that. It's coming along nicely, and I don't knit on it very often, but then when I do, I'll put in a hexagon or two, or maybe even 3, and then I'll put it away again for a couple of weeks before I pull it out again. But my daughter, so the daughter that I'm knitting it for, saw it and she got very, very, very excited. And I was also very good, and I wove in some of the ends as well before I started putting in extra hexagons. So I'm trying to do that, weave in 2 or 3 ends before I put in a hexagon, or I'll put in 2 hexagons and then weave in a couple of ends, whatever, you know, just so I don't get to the end of it and I have a bazillion ends to weave in. And the other thing that I wanted to show you, my second oldest daughter got her ears pierced in November. So for her 10th birthday, one of her presents was to get her ears pierced, but her birthday was in February. And because they were doing swimming lessons, I didn't want to get them done during the middle of the term. So I put it off and put it off and put it off. And every time we had a school holiday, somebody was sick and we ran out of time and I couldn't do it. And then one day I just went, right, that's it. I was down in the plaza in Penrith and I just went and booked her in. I think I was getting my eyebrows waxed and I left, and I went, as I was leaving, I booked her in because I just thought because I was trying to get it done at a chemist. Some pharmacies, I don't know how it works in other countries, but some pharmacies in Australia still do ear piercing. And so I was going to try and get her into one of the local ones. Anyway, that just didn't happen, and people kept getting sick, and every now and then she'd go, Mum, I still haven't got my ears pierced. And I'd be like, well, you've got swimming lessons on Saturday and I don't want you to get an ear infection, yada, yada, yada. So I kept putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, and we got to November and I'm like, you know, it's almost Christmas and she's almost 11 because her birthday's in February, and she still doesn't have her ears pierced. That's it. We're just going to get it done. So I booked her in. We went down on the Saturday. I think she still had swimming lessons the following Saturday, but I don't think she ended up going. I think she potentially was sick that Saturday, but the beauticians had just said, just make sure when you get out of the pool to give your ears a really, really good rinse. But yeah, and it was worth it. It was worth going to the beauticians because they did 2 at a time. So I stood in the middle and I had to, I'm not short. I'm not particularly tall, but I'm not short. But I had these 2 beauticians standing either side of me that were both like probably about shoulder height. It was so funny. Like I felt like I was towering over these 2 girls, leaning over my daughter to pierce her ears at the same time. But that was definitely worth it because I think she potentially could have freaked out a bit. And it was worth the extra money too. Anyway, because I had made her wait as long as I had made her wait for, I told her she could choose an extra pair of earrings. So I love to shop on Etsy, and there's an Australian maker who does awesome earrings, and she has rainbow glitter. Well, she has glitter earrings. There are rainbow ones, there's blue ones, there's turquoise ones, there's pink ones, there's silver ones, and they come in different shapes and everything. And she told me what she wanted, and then I forgot, and then she told me what she wanted and I forgot. And anyway, last week she was homesick, and I was just looking at Etsy, and she said, you still haven't bought me those earrings, Mummy. So I bought her a pair of blue glitter resin earrings, and then I had a look at this before I went through with the purchase. I had a look at the seller's sale page and found these. So they're ice blocks, or ice cream, sorry, ice cream cones with pink ice cream. And so I grabbed a pair for myself and a pair for my 13-year-old daughter. She's got orange ones because she looks really good in orange, and so I wanted to get her something as well. And originally I was going to get her like paddle pops or popsicles. Is that what you call them in America? but I saw the orange and I thought, you know, she's got yellow, she's got pink, she's got, you know, every colour under the rainbow in terms of earrings, but she doesn't have orange. So I got her orange ones and I got pink ones. So that's Blossom and Cat. And I think she's in New South Wales because I ordered these on Thursday and they arrived yesterday. So it was pretty quick. So I love them. I love them so much. I can't wait to wear them. So they're really fun. So yeah, so check her out on Etsy and purchase earrings. You know, I don't know about you guys, but growing up, it was just, you know, the only place you could go to get earrings was the jewelers or the chemist. You couldn't get them at markets and things like that. There was no such thing as Etsy. And so, you know, like they're just, I think I lived in sleepers and that was about it. And now there are just the most fun earrings. I have a pair of coffee ones. One earring is a coffee bean and the other one is a cup. I have a set of 5 cloud earrings. They're all different coloured acrylic clouds. And it's so funny because I wore them to the Knitting Guild and I think I wore a navy blue one and a silver one. And I had all these people looking at my ears going, do you realise you've got 2 different coloured earrings in? Yes, I do. I did that on purpose. And it's just so much fun. Like you can really mix up your earrings. You can mix up your outfits. I love fun earrings. So I've kind of, you know, I do that for my kids. I buy them really fun earrings because they're fun. But that's it. That's it for me. That's all the knitting I've done this week. Yeah, I'm not going to set myself any knitting goals this week. I'm just going to continue to work on, actually I'm setting myself one knitting goal this week to get through that last 3/4 of an inch on the snowflake pullover and to start on the bottom edge. If I can do that, then that would be awesome. That would make me a very, very happy knitter indeed. And then, yeah, so that's my only goal. And in saying that, I might just, while my son's still sleeping, go and knit on that for a little while and watch some podcasts because I'm desperately behind. Anyway, I hope you guys are keeping well. I hope you have a fantastic week and hopefully I will see you again. Just before I go though, I will just let you know that next week will be my last video for 2 weeks. So I will post next week and then my kids, we have Easter that following weekend and my kids I think are on school holidays for the next 2 weeks after that. So I won't be recording over those 2 weeks. So I'll definitely record next week and then yeah, and then I'll be on holidays for a while. So I will talk to you again soon.